doesn't the sky look pretty up there? Just after 6 o'clock, before we get to daylight savings time. Oh, friends, I am so tired, but I am so happy. I am so gratified. I'm so grateful. I am so Halloweened out. I just ended the week, just did the last show of the week, just ended the week. Boy, I Halloweened hard this week, and it was a rave success. So, the Minnie Mouse I sent to Denver, she loved it. She looks adorable. I've seen pictures of her running around in it, living her best life as Minnie Mouse in Denver, loving. The artsy cat I made, I've seen pictures of him in it, tripping around. His folks are thrilled. He looks adorable. He's one, he doesn't know what's going on, but he's so cute. It looks good. I'll get more photos of that. And then at my show, this was the week of paper pumpkin decorating contest. People went in, folks. The entries I got all week, we had 3 categories: scariest, best show theme, and most creative. And we had 26 entries from the adult members of the company. And if some of the kids wanted to compete with the adults, the rest of the kids, I said, put your names on them, just put them up on the wall. If I had a big refrigerator, I'd put all of them up on there because I know you're going to do beautiful things. And the kids did amazing things. And the adults really went for it. We had some beautiful entries, and everyone enjoyed the contest. And today I announced winners. It was just great. But then yesterday was the kids between shows are going to have costume parade for the 12 kids in the show, and any adults that want to dress up, and then trick-or-treating the whole building before we do the second show. And again, it was great. The kids were great. They looked great. The adults got so on board, dressing room by dressing room, decorating their rooms, having candy for the kids, having the kids running up and down the building to do it. It was a success. It was a real success. And these things only work if everyone wants to play, or if enough people want to play, you know? And I've been on shows where people are like, no thanks, just no thanks. And that's fine. But this is a building of people that want to play. And I got more thank yous today from everybody just saying how much they enjoyed doing it. And it means so much to me to be able to give. It's not ego to say I have these gifts. I have the ability to make costumes. I have the ability to have creative ideas. I have the ability to communicate them and coordinate them with other people and organize a group activity like this in a theater. It is on my long list of gifts that I've been given. And the fact that I'm in a position now to use them with a company of people that want to do so, and with friends in my life who want a costume for their kid and appreciate that I do it freely. It gives me more than I could ever give to them. Truly, truly, truly. But to hear people being appreciative and saying thank you for that. And especially on this show, because again, I am working on Leopoldstadt, and this show deals with the Jewish experience from 1899 in Vienna into 1955, and it's going over horrific history and events, and it's an ongoing situation. And this week alone, we all know what's going on this week in the anti-Semitic world around us, and it's to be part of a company bringing this to life 8 times a week. It's intense. It's a lot to hear it on stage, to know that people that I love very much are, as actors, experiencing this and living this reality 8 times a week. There's a weight to it that doesn't just dissipate. We had an actual meeting with somebody from the Actors Fund here in New York. Thank God for the Actors Fund. We had a group meeting, anybody that wanted to participate, to start a discussion about how do we decompress from this? How do we carry this experience? What are the concerns? What is the weight of this that it's leaving on people, and the diminishing returns on letting go of it after doing it 8 times a week, and how it's wearing on us all as a company, or many of us, and in what ways specifically, and how do we together experience this and help each other live this. It was very powerful, and it was very cathartic, and it was very important to voice it. I am grateful to be able to be part of that discussion. And for me, being able to offer this to the company, this let's all do these fun things, because there are kids, and that came up in the discussion too, is that the kids in the show don't necessarily know what they're in or what's going on, but they know enough to know. They know enough. And there are moments when, actors come off stage distraught and have to then pick up that child and carry that kid on stage. And the kid knows enough to know, yes, I'm acting, I'm okay, honey, but there's a weight that the kids are apparently getting savvier too. They're getting savvier, so we have to address that as well. How do we help these children understand what's going on as much as they need to understand or not? So to have this Halloween week of fun, to step aside from the work and do that was also, I know I'm really emotional because I'm tired, but I'm decompressing from a show that is hard to experience 8 times a week that I wouldn't trade for the world. And I don't ever want to not be gutted by the experience of this performance, this show. I don't ever want to have it be okay, but there's weight to it. So I'm ending a week with gratitude of what we got to do as a company this week and what I got to share with friends in my life who have decided to have kids. I never wanted kids. I just want kids at Halloween, so I get to have their kids and make costumes for them and then see the pictures and the joy that brings. So now I'm just rambling. I'm gonna go home and un-Halloween so hard. And I think I'm gonna watch Hocus Pocus 2. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, happy Halloween. Bye. And another thing. That was such a good ending too. I fucked it up. Anyways, I didn't talk about what I wore. Now, first of all, I was gonna, I have my little ear tips and my horns. You've seen me wear those Halloween by Halloween, my little ears and horns. I was gonna do that today. But then yesterday, some people were like, oh, I'm dressing up. So I was like, well, okay, then I'll do I didn't do the horns. I just did the ears, and I wore them all day yesterday, both shows and in between, which was fun because I look like Bat Boy's grandfather. I love it. And then I had this big tall top hat that I wore for the coordinating everything last night. I was like the mayor of Halloween Town to get everybody moving through the building. So I'm going to post a picture at the end of this of me with I had a literal megaphone to the children are coming to the second floor, get ready, to keep everything moving last night. So that was me being cruise director last night. Now, because I did that yesterday, today was the day that the adults got to go to the kids' room and trick-or-treat at half hour. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? And I thought about it, and a couple of people in my department especially said, oh, we're dressing up. 2 of the women I work with were the twins from The Shining. Flawless, and they were terrifying. And they moved around the building together before the show in there, because we had to, by the time the show started, we had to get out of these things and wear our blacks for backstage. But they were terrifying. So I thought, okay, remember that pretty princess dress that my friend Mr. Wendell made for me over the summer to promote my show, Prince Charming You're Late, that I barely got to wear because I got COVID and didn't get to go to the Pride Parade wearing my pretty dress? Let's wear that. So I brought that today. I wrangled that whole thing over to the theater. Somebody helped me get into it. And I was a pretty princess. No makeup, no wig, no anything else, just this and my pretty princess dress. So I'm going to post a picture of me with my steamer being the pretty princess this afternoon. And again, being in a building where everyone was oohing and eyeing over it. And what's funny is Mr. Wendell's also dressing this show. He's on my show too, so I got to tell everybody, Wendell made this for me this summer for my show. So yeah, there it is. Maybe I'll post pictures of the Halloween pumpkin pictures too for you. At the end of this, I'll do there'll be a collage ending. How's that? Okay, let's do that as a wrap up to this video. And now I'm really done.